everyone. I was just making a video because of the full moon tonight, and I just realized that there are still some people out there who have some misconceptions about creating moon water from a full moon. And the full moon is going to be out tonight in the American regions of EST, PST, and Central Mountain Time around 7 p.m. to about 3 a.m. So watch out for that. And if you want to join along with this video on making some moon water, then I would continue listening in for some advice and multiple ways how to do this. A lot of people will say that you can't, use a water bottle, or you have to have something more of a traditional sense like this for your practice, for you to screw it off and pour your water in there and then just, bury it outside, or dig it, put it in some salt outside and let it charge in the moonlight. But I can tell you now, you can use a water bottle. Like, these can help you. Don't just throw them out, especially since our oceans are pretty much polluted with that right now, so I don't think we need any more in there. But the water bottle, if you fill this up, and let me take this label off. These people don't sponsor me. Oh, if I can even get it off. There we go. But anyway, you can take your water bottle, you unscrew it, and you can draw a rune on it to help charge it and bring moon energy to this, or you can help it by making a sigil. And if you don't know what a sigil is, it is similar to a rune, but also quite the opposite as well. It is meant to be a symbol that you would draw that's a Jumeric-based symbol, and they all have a certain meaning. You would want to draw it either on your plastic bottle, or, for example, I can take one of these pieces of paper, and I can even just take something as simple as a Sharpie, and I can draw this rune on it. And this is Fenyu, which would mean something that would bring me personal growth in finances. And in the olden traditions, this used to be something that meant that you were abundant of some type of material that you could trade, or some type of wealth like cattle. But for this, I would want, to use that for promoting money, and money that I would work to earn. And what you do is you have your filled up water bottle here, and you can place it on top of this rune. And you can screw this back on and let it sit there for a while. If you want to make sure it doesn't fly off, you can tape it to the sides if it's a longer piece of paper or something. If you even want, you could probably draw it on your lid if you don't have paper. There's many versatile ways you can do this. Tonight I'm going to be using one of my glass bottles. Probably this one I actually was using a second ago, but even with the glass bottle, you can, put your rune or put your sigil underneath it so that the light shines through it and has a reflection back into the water, like it is reflecting energy back into this moon water. So if you really want to try attempting making some moon water, I would definitely recommend it. And I would definitely just use a water bottle if you have no money or you can't afford something as nice as these. Even though I will say these are cheaper bottles. I've picked some of these up at Goodwill's and 99-cent stores as well. They've been upping the game in the past few years. They have a lot more things you can actually go in there to grab for ritual purposes. I'll probably make a video about making Goodwill altar sometime in the future, but for now, I'll just talk about bottle colors, and then you guys can get back to your own practice tonight, hopefully, or whenever the next full moon is, if you miss this one. But if you use color on your bottles, then it can also be used to represent something. So if I, had like that red bottle or the green bottle, that could be a representation of Earth for a green bottle. Or it can be a representation of a deity that loves the color green or uses the color green a lot. The red, I could use that for something that has to involve with passion or lust or something that usually has a strong emotion of sorts, like, and this also can be an element example for fire, because it's red, and that's one of the colors that element is with. And then lastly, if I had a yellow bottle, I could use that as a representation for air and have that beam out more for just representation of that, or to use it for, again, whatever deity or anything that uses that color. The same with the blue. Like for the blue, what I could give a good example of is this would be a good element stand-in for water on your altar, and if you use the white or this blue one for your moon water, you can also probably have more energy to direct it towards actual element of water, more so than just you drawing a sigil or drawing a rune for a certain intent that you want to get out of this moon water. But I would just stick with using anything you can get, mainly plastic bottles or glass bottles. There are, you could use bowls as well. Like, you can have a plastic bowl, like something, or even a glass little bowl, something like this, and you can use like a few inches of plastic wrap depending on how big your hole is, and if you cover that and leave it outside for however long you want. I would recommend the longest to be 3 days for moon water. You don't want to risk it because there are animals that could try to get to your water depending on where you live. Like if you live in an urban area, you could have a problem with raccoons or something along the lines of that, or rats, or if you have a house that's just out in nature or something, you could still have some animals come over to, knock it down or try to get into it. So, I'll let you guys look at how big this is. It's not very big, so you won't need much plastic wrap to cover this. And, yeah, basically, as long as you cover it entirely, make sure nothing like dirt or insects can get into this, then you can make some really good moon water with just a water bottle and just some spring water or filtrated water out of your tap even. Some people do decide to drink these, but it really depends on what water you use and if it is clean or not. If you really wanted to, you could flavor the water with like some oranges maybe, or some lemon juice maybe, but it's not like a thing you have to do. It's a thing you know, if you have more of a preference, then you can do that. Alright, but hopefully this helped you guys out, and hopefully I can do some more videos in the future as well. My next video will probably be me talking about either a Goodwill altar, or I will be discussing more about the moon water and move on to sun water. And maybe I'll actually bring my a little charging table out there to show you guys what I prefer to do. But yeah, anyway, water bottle, glass, it doesn't matter. You use what you find is most comfortable or most affordable to what your budget is. I hope this helped you guys. So leave some comments down there and tell me if you guys wanted me to talk about specific things or not, and if you guys have any questions about the moon water that I can hopefully answer. Hopefully I will get more videos up in the future as well. Probably more stuff about my dogs in the meantime until I come up with the time to go to Goodwill and actually record. So I hope you guys have a nice day and a lovely full moon night.